Uh, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.
Did you study in class 7 the chapter disaster?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I don't want answer in group. Only raise your hand if you know the answer. Is there any student who knows the number of the chapter in class 7 which was related to disaster management or disaster? If I want to check your memory, how much you have remembered?
Chapter number 13.
Chapter number 13, very good. It is chapter number 13 and the title is the same, disaster management. Please sit down. Disaster management. Now, what are the disasters have you studied in class 7? One by one I want the answer. Raise your hand, take the mic and give the answer.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. Okay, very good.
Tsunami.
Tsunami. Okay, very good. Asfaq.
Flood.
Flood. Yes, flood. Yes, Manan.
Cyclone.
Cyclone. It is, repeat it. Repeat it.
Cyclone.
Cyclone, no. Cyclone.
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 Very good, Manan. Yes.
Thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm. Okay. So you have studied all these disasters in class 7. Okay. Now, as you think the word, okay, just let me write the title. As you think the word disaster, what words related to this disaster comes in your mind? Just one by one, I want the answer. As you listen, as you hear this word, disaster, what other words related to this disaster comes in your mind? For an example, if I give you calamity, disaster, calamity, come on, like these words. Yes, Alfia.
Destruction.
Destruction, very good. Calamity, destruction, any more? Yes, Priyanshu.
Natural.
Natural. In what way you are saying natural?
Earthquake, tsunami, they are natural disasters.
Okay, natural disasters. Okay, very good. I want the words like calamity, then as she said, destruction, then emergency. Yes, Asfaq.
Destroyer.
Destroy. Okay, damage. Yes.
Horrible.
Horrible. Okay, it always horrible, terrible. Okay, any other word? Even tragedy. Okay,
Tragedy, yes.
it is tragedy because it never gives happiness. Okay, so it is tragedy also. Then destruction, then devastation, ruin. We can see, so all these words are related to the disaster. Now Priyanshu used the word natural, means he means that there are two types of disasters. Okay, so first we will see the types. The first one is, yes, Dasin. Natural disaster. The first one is natural disaster. Second, yes, Slok.
Man-made disaster.
Man-made disasters. Okay. So there are two types of disasters. One is natural disasters and the other one is Man-made disasters. Now, earthquake, flood, cyclone, then tornado, then hurricane, thunderstorm. All these are natural disasters. Now, can anyone give me the man-made disasters? Yes, Deepika. Man-made disaster. Who can help her to give the answer? You know, man-made. Man-made means the disaster which happens by man only. Disaster means which damages, destroys. Okay. What kind of things that action of human makes like disaster? Yes, speak. Yes, just help her. Riots. Riots means the fighting between two community, religion communities. That is called riots. Then
Nuclear experiment.
yes, blasting, bomb blasting, industrial accidents. Okay. So all these things are considered as man-made disasters. Is there anyone who has experienced, who has seen the disaster happening only? Man-made or natural disaster? If you are victim of such kind of thing, even traffic jam is also a man-made disaster.
Yes.
Traffic jam on the road is also a man-made disaster. If you are victim of this kind of disaster, please let me know. If you have experienced, if you have seen, if you are victim of this kind of,
Accident is also man-made
Sorry?
disaster. Accidents.
yeah, accident is also a man-made disaster. Yes, Nitya.
I have suffered from accident.
Okay, I met with an accident.
Yes.
Okay. Did you ride or drive anything?
No.
You were behind your
Fathers.
father and suddenly met with an accident.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it two-wheeler or four-wheelers? Your
Your my four-wheeler.
four-wheeler. Okay. So sometimes even on the road we see the certain accidents. Okay. Because of unconscious, because of certain things, the vehicles make with an accident. So that is also we have seen. Okay. Now, natural disasters and man-made disasters. So these are the two types, and we know which are the natural and which are the man-made disasters. Okay. What are the causes of disasters, whether it is man-made or natural disaster? What are the causes that, yes, of spark?
Loss of life.
No, why the disaster take place?
Because some pollution.
Okay. Now pollution, who makes or who does the pollution?
Human.
Human. So pollution is an environmental disaster. That is the third one. Very good. You have got the third type of disaster. And the third type, it is environmental disaster, which is totally different. Natural disaster, man-made disaster, and one more he has given, that is environmental disaster. Environmental disaster is also one type of disaster only. Okay. Now, natural disasters are caused by natural force or circumstances. Now, earthquake, you have studied. Now, the earth, inside the earth, there are tectonic plates. How many tectonic plates are there? I want the number only. I don't want the names. Okay. How many continents do we have? Seven. And the 7 tectonic plates are there inside the earth. So 7 tectonic plates, they are there only, and they are on the semi-liquid. Inside the earth, they are on the semi-liquid. So they are floating only. So earthquake occurs when there is a disturbance inside the earth, and it gives a result as a earthquake. Okay. Flood. When flood happens, yes,
Heavy rainfall.
heavy rainfall. Is there any reason for flood? Okay, Harshil.
Earthquake.
Heavy rainfall. Sorry, flood.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. How can be the earthquake as a reason for flood? Flood क्यों होता है बेटा? I am asking that only. He said heavy rainfall. Okay. Then yes, Asfaq. Please sit down.
Destruction of dam.
Okay, that is one of the reasons when the maintenance of the dams are not carried time to time, then it happens that it breaks and it gives the disaster like flood. Okay.
As Harshil said, tsunami occurs due to earthquake and flood occurs due to tsunami.
Yeah, that is also, so you can say like that. So that is also there. Overflow of the rivers, even there are some areas where in the summer season also the flood takes place. Why? Do you know? The mountains means Himalaya is with snow, and when in the summer season it melts, then the water runs to the rivers, and the rivers wherever they are flowing there it results as a flood only. So in summer season also there is flood in some areas where the rivers have the roots in the mountains. So that is also there only. Okay. Now in this chapter we are going to study first topic, it is fire disaster or forest fire. Forest fire. Okay. Now forest fire is also one of the disaster, and it is both types. It can be natural also, it can be man-made also. Now man-made, why it is man-made? Because sometimes we know that the smokers, those who go to forest and they just without extinguishing the cigarette or bidi, they threw in the forest, and that time the forest catch the fire. Then sometimes people, yes.
But how does a small cigarette causes big fire?
That small spark, that is even in the forest mostly the surface is with the dry leaves, and the dry leaf and the air is there. So because of the air and the dry leaves or dry grass, immediately it catches the fire, and that is why, and forest fire is very difficult to stop, because immediately it spreads over the area because of the dry leaves on the surface, dry grass on the surface. So it is sometimes difficult. Australia is one of the place where I think few years back there the fire took place in the forest, and many animals like kangaroos, they burn themselves in the fire. So forest fire is not just spoiling the trees, but the other insects, other birds, other animals in the forest. So this way, Priyanshu, sit down. This way it destructs so many lives. So forest fire that spread in forest or grassland, even grasslands. There are grasslands. Grasslands, they don't have a tall trees, but there are tall grass, and mostly the giraffe like, zebra like the animals live in those grasslands. Okay. So human activities are responsible for the forest fire that I spoke. Even sometimes we go with our family to the forest, and we have small stove, like we make the stove there only with the help of bricks or something, and then we prepare our food over there, and then we leave it as it is without extinguishing the stove, and we come back, and then that thing makes a big fire in the forest. So that is also a human activity where we see the forest fire. Even So this that is called temporary stove we make in the fire for preparing the food only. Now circumstances such as accidents because of electricity or gas lines passing through the forest. Sometimes electric wires are also passing close by, or even the gas pipelines are there, and because of that leakage of or short circuit in the electric current, that also makes the fire in the forest. So forest fire takes place. Dry condition, very hot in summer season, and that heat also sometimes creates a fire in the dry condition. Circumstances such as because of electricity or gas lines passing through. Natural lightning can also cause during the monsoon season. You have seen the lightning in the, and that lightning also causes a fire in the forest. So these are the circumstances, these are the reasons why forest takes fire. Now flora and fauna, both the things are getting damaged, destroyed due to the forest fire. Flora and fauna means what? Just raise your hand. Flora and fauna, this terminology, yes. Animals and plants. So flora and fauna means animals and plants. So forest fire causes severe damage to flora and fauna, means plants and animals. To restore the damage takes decades. It is not within a week, within a month, within a year. It will be nice, the condition will be as it is or it was, but it takes decades to grow new trees, even the situation like. So it is not easy to do the same. Now due to the forest fire, ecological balance is also disturbed. Ecological balance will be disturbed due to the forest fire. Now what can we do to avoid this kind of accident or this kind of disaster? Come on, tell me, what can we do? Yes, this side. What can we do? Give.
We should spread awareness regarding forest fire.
Okay, we should spread awareness. So awareness programs should be held so that the people should get aware of these things and stop certain activities in the forest, and those human activities can stop the fire in the forest. Yes, Priyanshu.
Strict rules should be made by the government while
Strict-
going to the forest.
Yes, strict rules should be made by the government and strictly followed. Government makes the rules, but to follow is very important. So the rules should be followed by the humans so that we can avoid the forest fire. Anything else? Anything else that we can do? Okay, so these are the things. Even as she told, to spread among the local people the awareness, especially the local people, those who are living nearby the forest. So they should be aware about this. Then now just tell me, landslides, or here the next topic is landslides. Okay, now what is that disaster? What is that disaster? Yes.
A hilly area that broke.
Okay, in hilly areas or mountainous areas, mostly in Gujarat and where we are living, means in central Gujarat we don't have this kind of disaster because we have the plains here. but especially in the other states where they have the mountains, where they have the hilly areas, there sometimes due to certain activities the big rocks they fall from the height, and it also creates a big disaster, and that is also a disaster. So the second is landslide. Okay, now just open your notebook. Put today's date first. Words related to disaster. Words related to disaster. Words related to disaster. Calamity. Spelling is CALAMITY. Calamity. Spelling CALAMITY. Calamity. Emergency. Tragedy. 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 Destruction. Devastation. 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 Ruin. 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 Loss of life. Hardships. 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 Now put the another title, types of disaster. Natural disaster. Number 1, natural disaster. Number 2, man-made disaster. And number 3, environmental disasters. Natural disasters, man-made disasters. Number 3, environmental disasters. Natural disasters are caused by natural forces or circumstances. Next point, natural disaster cause great damage great damage. Next point, precautionary spelling precautionary, precautionary measures can be taken to prevent loss of life, Okay, now put your pens down. Just I am giving you one question, just think and you have to give me the answer. Okay, what would you do if a hurricane hit your town tomorrow? Hurricane means it is a kind of disaster, heavy rainfall, then wind and all, so that is cyclonic effect like. So if hurricane affects your town, what would you do? Come on. Yes.
First of all, we should not be panic, and we should connect it to the TV news channels and radios.
Very good. First thing, we should not be panic. What is the meaning of panic?
Terrify or fear.
All the kinds of fear that should not be. Okay. So first we should not be panic. Then second step, he said that we should be we should know the things, means we should update through radio or TV or other gadgets, so that we should be updated with the news only. Okay. Anything else? Very good.
We should prefer to go to a basement or something so that hurricane doesn't hit us.
Okay, that is also one kind of precautions that you can, so that you should be safe. Okay, so like basement, you can go inside the basement also, and then you can be safe with the time. Okay, then anything else? Yes, Nikhil.
Run away from buildings
Run away from the buildings.
and electric poles.
Okay, very good. So good, you have just knew what is disaster, then the types of disaster and how can we prevent ourselves and other lives. So good. Okay, please stand up.